Well, hi everyone, it's Marcus and welcome to more Zooming in the Jungle Room. I'm really lucky today because I'm going to be chatting to somebody who I was totally into when they first emerged in the music game. Please, everybody, welcome Dryden Mitchell. Of course, he's from Alien and Farm. Hey,
Hello.
how are you today, my friend?
I'm doing it. I'm hanging at home. My kids got home from school and just chatting with a few some press folks. Everyone's been semi-kind and I appreciate it.
You know what? We need more kindness, right? If we have a
Uh,
choice, let's just give more kindness. Um,
yeah.
Hey, Dryden, it's a week away till Christmas. How are you coping with the pressure of it all? Have you done all the
Uh,
shopping?
Yeah, we don't go too big here. Just we definitely celebrate Christmas, but we just kind of take care of our two kids and everyone else around us. Don't get us anything. We don't feel obligated to go and do 100 people. It does get overwhelming, and it's like almost kind of just turns the holiday a little like weird, you know? It is like, oh my gosh, it's like you spend like $1,000 just like getting knickknacks for 20 different people. And so yeah, we tend to just, buy one meaningful thing for our two children and then a couple little, just try and make it look a little decent under the tree. And then my wife and we get things for each other all year. So we try not to go too big.
Yeah, I get you. I totally hear you. Hey,
Yeah.
the reason we are chatting is because Alien Ant Farm are actually coming to Australia. They're doing a massive tour. They are coming to Australia though, on kicking off February the 7th, which is going
Yeah.
to be in Brisbane. Now, so obviously you're going to get through Christmas, you're going to get through New Year's Eve, and then off you trot. How exciting! So, Alien Ants Farm and Drowning Pool, the Australian tour. Like I said, 7th of February it kicks off. Then it goes to Sydney, then it goes to Melbourne, then it comes to me in Adelaide
There
on
you
the
go.
of February in South Australia at the Lion Arts Factory, and then finishes on Wednesday, the 12th of February in Perth. Pretty much, aside from maybe one day here or there, you are going to be back to back shows all around our country. Have you got the energy?
Yeah, you got to muster it up. Even if you don't, you got to just put on that face and like fake it till you make it kind of thing, you know. But I do wish that we had more time. We just finished a pretty extensive tour through Europe and the UK, and I just felt like we, I just wish I had more time to just chill, but then again, like we're there to work, so I get it. You got to pay a crew, and before you know it, those dates get kind of wedged together, and then you're like, well, wait a second, I thought we were gonna have some like vacation time or just sightseeing and that. So I've been to so many places on the planet that are beautiful, and then I feel like I've only seen like the backstage area of the dressing room or whatever the hell. But yeah, it is about the shows, and it's not really about the great time that I'm gonna have sightseeing. It's more about like fulfilling some evenings for people that probably grew up on Ant Farm or was like their high school record or their college years, whatever. So let's. I'm just happy to I guess be the MC of that, at least that reminiscent party.
I love it. Of course, you formed in 1996, so a product of the 90s, which was a great period. I've always said that the only good thing that actually came out of the 90s was the music.
Yeah.
As creation goes, art and design, I think music was at the forefront. And
Yeah.
your first album came out in 2001, which was called Anthology, and that's when your career just took off everywhere. Of course, the massive banger movies, but then the iconic Smooth Criminal, which was, of course, a Michael Jackson cover. Let's talk about that song for a minute, because that went like, I don't know if viral was a word back then, but that went
Yeah,
viral.
that song might have been what created that word, you know what I mean? And but yeah, it was crazy to watch it because I mean we were living it like in real time, and I was like, wow, this is interesting.
What inspired that choice of song? Is someone in the band a fan of Michael Jackson, or what was it?
I mean, I think any musician who said they weren't a fan is probably not a serious musician, you know? So, yeah, we were all fans. I mean, my first concert that I ever went to was Michael Jackson. That's not necessarily like the reason why we chose it by any means, but there's history there, and yeah, it just lent itself to rock, I think, so well. We There was a few covers that we would do in the rehearsal room just to kind of um just to break the ice, I guess, you know, if we didn't have any particular riff in mind when we were trying to write a song, someone would throw down with a cover to just kind of get the wiggles out, you know, and we would do everything from Sade
Wow.
to just random, like, again, songs that we wouldn't really associate with like heavier rock were the ones we tended to gravitate towards. And I think our bass player or guitar player had started jamming that riff. Everyone knew that da, 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 and I just thought, wow, the tempo of it, everything felt proper, and said, okay, let's, now that we've riffed around with that, let's actually like learn the song, and so we could play it and just feel how it sounds. We knew we wanted to do a cover on the album, and yeah, that was the one that just kind of sang through the speakers, you know, and just like, okay, this sounds appropriate. It sounds like an Alien Ant Farm song.
Yeah. And it was a good choice, obviously, because I mean, you just went stratospheric from that point. It was only a short 8 years after that song that we lost Michael Jackson.
Mm.
When that song did come out, did you get any feedback from him or his team?
Yeah. Well, when we were making the video, we started sending him little edits of the video to make sure we wanted him to know we weren't trying to like mock him or anything, you know? So we sent him versions of the video, and I remember him loving the song. First, that was the, you know, we were so ecstatic to just the fact that he even knew who we were, you know. I mean, he loved the song 100%, and he wanted us to redo the video without the little boy wearing the mask, because there's a dancing boy in the video, and Michael Jackson wore the mask for, you know, obviously his failed surgeries. Um, so we actually had to shoot at least those scenes.
Yeah.
We were already on tour, but the we reshot the scenes, or our director did, with the boy without the mask. We sent it back to Michael Jackson, and he said, "You know what? I like it better with the mask."
Oh,
So it was all for
cool.
nil. Anyways, not a big deal. But I remember going, "What? I thought he didn't like it," or, you know. And anyways, he ended up liking it with the mask, and so that was cool, man. Just again, we didn't really specifically talk to him, but through his people, kind of thing, we got a blessing, and so yeah, that was cool.
That's such a great story.
Yeah.
Hey, obviously 2024 saw you bring out the Mantras album.
Hmm.
Great, some like incredible songs, incredible tracks on that album, which
Sure. Bro.
received really well. So hopefully we're going to hear a lot of that in the tour. We'll talk about the tour in a minute.
Yeah.
But obviously, there's been 5 albums. We've said, you know, obviously Anthology, Mantras, but also Truant, Up in the Attic, and Always and Forever. Aside from possibly the Mantras album, because it's your most recent, what would one of your standout favorite albums be that you are most proud of?
I think the second record, Truant, was very special because there was a lot of pressure, just kind of like, what are we gonna do after that viral song, you know? And again, I don't think I didn't have it in my head that we're gonna be like bigger than that song, because that was like the one downside of that thing blowing up, was like I just felt like, all right, you're never going to come out of that like eclipse. So just be stoked and grateful that that happened. Now, like, now back to our regular scheduled programming of just being Alien Ant Farm. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So Truant was very important and special. And the fact that we had Robert and Dean DeLeo from Stone Temple Pilots produce that, the guitar player and bass player from STP, um, a band that just I grew up loving. I was so intimidated and inspired at the same time, and I felt like that was really important to almost be scared to perform in front of those guys. I mean, I was, these were personal songs, and to feel like nervous every day, you're supposed to be comfortable in the studio to get your best performances, and I was not comfortable like for a second with those guys until I guess towards the end I started to feel a little more comfort, but I felt so intimidated in a weird way that it did get like cool performances out of me, and that whole time with those guys was a cool learning experience to be just a part of that rock and roll royalty, and feeling like we belonged was cool, was good for me.
Hey, Dryden, back when you were younger, who were you listening to that really inspired your love of music and, took you down this path in the music industry?
Shoot. All the way from like Michael Jackson to Wham,
Mm.
to Sade, to Edie Brickell and the New Bohemians. I love Edie Brickell is like my favorite artist of all time. She's more of that folk kind of thing, but yeah, that was what really kind of got me at least kickstarted into wanting to do that.
Yep. And when you
Supertramp.
Oh, you're giving me all the names right now. Tick, tick, tick. Hey, obviously, when you did first start with that first album, like we said in 2001, up to now, which is just over 2 decades, where's those 2 decades gone, Dryden? I don't even know. But
Yeah.
we've seen a lot of changes in the music industry, technology-wise, the way we consume our music, all of that. Do you find making music now easier or more of a difficult process?
Yeah, it's on paper it's easier because I just showed you like my DAW is right here. I can open up the laptop, I can plug right in. Plugins as opposed to hardware is just so easy to just click on a reverb kind of thing. That being said, you still have to produce, you still have to come up with that thing. And so with all the bells and whistles right at your fingertips, um, I don't know. It's still you still have to concoct that little recipe. So I don't know if it's any easier. It's just different.
Yeah, no, good point. And you know what? I mean, life is constantly going to be that, isn't it? The waves and the hurdles that we have to go through. Um,
Uh,
Hey, when you're writing the new album, Mantras, where do you draw your inspiration from? Where do you, from when you first started to, writing the music now, where do you get your inspiration from? Has it changed at all?
yeah. I mean, I'm 3 years and change sober, so I kind of look at it just through that lens. Is just it's a lot different. And my motives for just my priorities in music and life are completely like 180. So um inspiration is just like, I don't know, I feel like it's just everything is in my head. I just have to find, maybe it takes some walks in the dog park to kind of just to me it's literally just like pick this up like you would like when you're gonna go for a walk. You throw your shoes on and you just go. And so just pick up the pen and just write, dude, and just keep writing and writing, and it'll come out of me. So I don't know, there's no like method to it. It's just like volume, just like more and more and more, like it will come. And then just I already know myself to be like a good editor in that way. If I not 100 lines of bullshit is not gonna make a great song, but I can cherry pick the 10 out of the 100, and that will make the good song. I feel like I got a knack for that. I know how to edit myself.
Yeah, damn. Yeah, you know what? I have got so many questions for you, and I know that we're on a time limit. But so maybe one day we'll have to do a part two to this because my list of questions for you is massive. But we need to talk about the tour. Like I said, it runs from the 7th of February to the 12th of February with Drowning Pool. It is the Australian tour. What can we expect from you guys?
Well, We've been playing a lot live recently, and in the most recent past, done a lot of touring this last year, and we just try and be tight. I don't know how that looks and how exciting that is from, someone observing it. I think it's cool because you're like, wow, these guys are trying to recreate, something they did years ago, and sonically like that, we play music, so make it sound good.
Hmm. Dryden, what an absolute pleasure chatting to you. I cannot wait to catch up with you when you get to Adelaide, South Australia. Um,
Well, please come bring your presence and share a hug, man. Give me a huggy.
I'm so looking forward to it. I cannot even wait. You are playing at the Lion Arts Factory in Adelaide. Dryden, have a wonderful Christmas. Have a fabulous New Year's, and I will look
Yeah.
seeing you in February. Thanks, my friends.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Thank you. I appreciate it.